We're going to go over some abilities to make templates in order to fiber laser on to a gun or a knife or whatever object you want to do. We're going to use Inkscape and Gimp. So first you want to open up Inkscape. And we're going to bring this down a little bit so that we make sure everything's videoed. Once you open up Inkscape, right over here we have, right here, we have the knife. And that's just a picture of a knife. So what we're going to do is we're going to open that up, hit open under file, come down to desktop, find that knife, which is this one right here, and open it. And we'll go OK. Now, once it's open, we zoom in what we need to zoom in. So that looks about good enough for here. Now the areas you want to probably inscribe or laser etch would be the flat spots. But if you want to do the blades, you can do this to the blades. I'm only going to do it to the flat spots. So you hit this draw tool right here, and you point every so often. You just put a point where you think you need one. Now you can manipulate these later if you need to. Matter of fact, we'll even go a little bit less than this. We'll get that there, right here, and we'll go here. Then you hit this node tool. And once you get that, you can click on the node tool, bring that down to where you want it. Bring this one up to where you want it, and stuff like this, you can get it to incorporate what you need. So that's just rough. Say that's the area you want to do. Then you can hit your pointer and you come back to that pen and say you want to do this one here. We'll just do a section of it. I'll go down to here, and I'm just going to show you a couple more ways that you can point this thing to make it easier for you to do your tool. So you hit the node tool, come up, find about where you want to pull it up to that area. Pull this one out to there. Now let's just say you need to pull that in a little bit more because it's snapping in there. You may need to use some extra points. So maybe that's not good enough. You want an extra point. So you double click on that and that'll put up another node. This one here will come up, but it's not exactly what you want. So I'm going to double click here and put another node in there, and that'll help me. And these little round parts, you pull them up, and that gets you more dressed into where you want to be. This here, we don't want a sharp corner, we want a round corner. So we come up here and I hit that, and that'll round that out a little bit more. Oops, I'm sorry. Click that again. We'll bring this up. Oh, my fault. I want to hit this one. There we go. Bring that up. Bring this in. Okay, I'm wrong here. We're going to go back to point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that up here. I'll put another point here. And we're going to put that up here. And that's more what we need. And here we're going to go in this way so it matches kind of the other way. And this we're going to come a little bit, not quite. Want to get that a little bit further away from that section. So there you go. Now for their circle, for where your bolts or whatever are, I click on this circle. You make sure there's no fill, and then you keep your stroke. I like to keep it as small as possible, but 10 thousandths is pretty good. When you got no fill, it just circles out what you want. You get that there, you point that. Oops, wrong thing I moved. I should have moved this. There, now that's moved. So that gets that. So now you can save this and you'll have that, all those outlines. So once you save it, you come up to File and you go Export as a PNG. Name your PNG, whatever file you want. Save it onto your desktop, you're good to go. So we're not going to save it because I already have one saved. So then you open up Gimp. Now under Gimp, you're going to have to open a new file. Go OK, there's your new file. Layer, you want to do a transparency, add an alpha channel right away. Now, once you've done that, you can open up, I have roses as what I'm going to use. I'm not really using it, it's just what I'm using for demonstration. You can get whatever pattern you want. So I want to open roses, open. Now it asks me to convert, so I convert it. Gotta. Now, once this is on there, I want to scale this down. So I hit this scaler right here. And then I click on the image and I bring it down to scale it whatever size I want. Move it to the direction I want. Then I'm going to click on this, roses, double click or two finger click. Come up here, duplicate layer. And duplicate it once. And then I'm going to duplicate it again. And I could do it more, whatever I need, but these happen to be the ones I want. So then I want to come over here. I'll move that duplication over to here. Move this second duplication over to here. And now I have three of them all side by side. Then what I want to do is move this over to the side a little bit. Find that PNG file that I had. Drag that in. And that will show up in here now. So then I want to go up to scale again. And then we want to scale that PNG file out to whatever size we want. And then we want to hit the move. Now when we hit the move, make sure that it's showing a hand. If it's not showing a hand, something's not right. So what I do is I try to hit another tool and just maybe somewhere along the line, or maybe my computer's just slow, I don't know. Sometimes I seem to have a hard time finding this thing. Okay, we got it. All right. Now I have that on there. So once it's on there, then I crop the size of it by hitting this crop tool. And I take that and I crop my item right there. Bing, hit enter. Now it's cropped. So then I zoom in. So we'll go up to view, zoom. I'll go up to 2.1. That seems to be pretty good as far as size goes. Get it into the place where I want it. And then you want to go up to this lasso, free select tool. You go up there. Now this you cannot manipulate like you could with the node tool in Inkscape. So you want to get it as close as possible. You click each point that you want so that you ride it where you want to do it. Like I said, you got to be a little bit more selective to it. And it's a little cumbersome, but not bad, not bad. The more selections you get, the better it is. But not bad. Okay, so now this is selected. So once this is selected, I go up to Eraser. Then I come up here to Select. Come down to Invert. Click Invert. Now when I erase, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to be on the rows, I believe. Yes? Tell me I'm all right. What did I do wrong? Why did this? Ah, here we go. It's because the one I'm on is the one in the center. I should have flattened these images and I didn't. So what you want to do too, to help that not to happen again, is just come up here, click on the top rows, go to image. No, let me see. Go to layer, merge down once, and then merge down again. And all you have is the knife and the rows. Now when you do it, it'll be all of the roses that will enable you to erase them. Now when you're going around this, remember you did not select the handle. So you want to be careful that you don't get too close to that handle and wind up erasing the roses or whatever pattern you have off of that until you're ready, because you're going to have to do the selections on that. Let's see what we got. And then down here. So I like to get as close as I can. And then we want to come up here. So that one's done. So now you also have your circle in here. Now, I wouldn't have this opening here. I would have brought it over better, but this is a demonstration. You have the circle over here. So you want to go back to that lasso again. And you want to do all these, make it as round as you can. So you put a bunch of these points on here. I don't want to call them nodes because I don't know if they really are. Now this you do not want to invert. You just hit your eraser, come over it, and it will take out what's inside. So when you hit invert, it's on the outside of what you selected. When you don't hit invert, it's everything on the inside of what you selected. So after you're done with this, and you've done both the handle and the blade, come up to File, and you can export it. And then you go to Files, Extension, and what you want to export it to. I did JPEG, but you could do PNG or whatever ones you want to put it in. So I'm not going to save it because I have it saved. Now, once it's done, this is what you come up with. Oh, once again, I forgot to show. Matter of fact, I'll bring this up in. It's a JPEG, so we're gonna open this up with Gimp, and let's say you don't want it to be red roses. Matter of fact, let's get rid of that little bit of junk there. And you don't want to have it red roses, so you come up here to Image and Mode and Grayscale. So now it's in grayscale. And then you can either in EasyCAD or Lightburn, whatever program you're going to use, whether you're using fiber laser or CO2. Um, you can invert it into, or you can do an invert and then have a different effect. But that's up to you. Anyway, this is the way I save it, and I hope this comes out as being something that you can use and be handy. I'm going to file, save this one, export as, we're going to make it rose knife, and we're going to export it, replace, because I would have done it in the grayscale, but I didn't. So now it's saved as a grayscale up here, and we can just preview it, and you'll see indeed it is grayscale. So again, I hope this helps, and also I wouldn't select an image that has watermarks. It's just for demonstration. I know you can get rid of the watermarks, but I don't want to tell you to do that. That's up to you. But all these circles are where the screws were, and it wouldn't laser mark over the screws. So you got to think it out how you're going to do it exactly. This could have been a little bit smoother here if I'd done a better job, but I was just doing a try it out and thought I'd share this with you so you also get to understand how I came up with it and possibly it will work for you. All right, well, that's it, and I thank you very much. I hope it helped.